Oh shit. Oh fuck. I didn't actually think this would come on straight away. Wait, wait, let me just play. This music is hilarious. All right. All right. Um listen, can well I have no idea how this works. All right. Oh, can does everyone hear me loud and clear? How do I even know? How do I even check? 확인을 어떻게 해? How do I even check? Um, all right. I'm guessing if you type in the comments down below on this post, I guess you can hear loud and clear. Um, all right. So, um, how we doing? How we doing, lovely people? I hope everyone's been amazing. Just I was just lying down, just about to fall asleep, but before I did, I was just wondering what everyone else was doing, and while that was in motion, I guess I just wanted to have a little sit down and talk. Just what is all of this? I swear to God, you could transform. What is this? Sorry. Yeah. So you know, don't mind me. Just browsing through. So how do I do any of this? Oh my God, it's just so chaotic. Fuck my life. What is this? Hello. What the heck?
What?
Soundboard. Oh, what do I press? Oh, okay, okay. All right, my bad. Okay. So a lot of people have apparently joined the space. I welcome you all to this nice and safe space of ours. Um, I do say though, it's not. There's not really much happening. Yeah, it's kind of weird, eh? Because I want to answer some questions, but I don't know how to look at the questions. I don't know how to see them or anything. So I'll make a few questions of my own. For example, when is Limbo and Skins coming out? So Limbo and Skins, I believe, is coming out pretty soon. Maybe in the next coming weeks, I believe. So in the next coming weeks, Skins and Limbo, and maybe another surprise will be coming out. And then I don't know if I should have spoiled that or not, but just wanted to put that out there. Have been working on that because I know you guys want it, and my I want to get it to you as soon as possible. So yeah, so that's that, and I have a few requests happening. So does this what happens? So I just accept these requests. it doesn't. 어, 이 request부터 받을게요. Let me accept these requests. 대님부터 받아드릴게요. How do I how do I do this though? Well, how do you? What's that? Speakers. What's that? There you go. Thank you, Danny. So I'm just gonna go down the request thing. Feel free to ask. Sorry if I take forever. 이거 이제 너무 오랜만에 한 거라서 이렇게 하면 되나? Hi, 안녕하세요, Thank you, Tung. I'm a, I'm a, go. I'm gonna keep going down the list, guys. I'll try to do as much as I can. I'm just going down the list. Um, but thank you so much. Um, Geronimo.
Bye.
But
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
thank you, you too, you too. That was nice. So moving on. Thank you so much. That was shout out to the Philippines. Next I'm gonna go horror. Is a very key component. I didn't realize it until I actually picked it up and really became serious about it. You know, I've always growing up, I've always thought something that was visually compelling always struck a nerve, good or bad. And it was something that I would have like almost like when people have, photographic memories of something, of a time and a place. I would always snap moments of either the most chaotic, the most beautiful, the most saddest visual imagery in my head, and I wouldn't let it go. So, later on, I guess when I started developing what I wanted to convey. It became a very I didn't realize, but I really liked giving a lot of stimulating visual senses to viewers. That's why I love building climaxes, and I just love blowing that in people's faces. And yeah, and I'm glad it fits your aesthetic. You see, I think the horror aspect. Like I'm not really a big I'm not I can't really watch paranormal stuff, if you know what I mean. But I can appreciate like dark imagery. So and there's a unique way that certain directors do it. I could even go as far to say even people like Steven Spielberg. If you look at a lot of his old classic stuff, there is always a very dark, sad twist to it that they don't really do anymore in movies these days. Like for example, E.T. There's it always gives like a very there's at one point where it gives it almost like a very dark, stimulating twist to a scene, and it's always those scenes that really makes the viewers feel a lot for either the character. Like I remember the scene when ET was went missing, and you know, um, oh goodness, I can't remember the boy's name, but he went out looking for him, and they found ET by the river, almost dying, cold. I think just stuff like that that build up to something like that. I just always kind of felt a grasp to. Tim Burton does it amazingly. Yeah, there's always a good mystique, um, I guess, control and power to that. And as you could probably tell, Mito and a lot of these things that I go through, it really does put me into a spot like that. So it always kind of helps when I put whatever's in my head to paper. In this case, on screen. So yeah, and then speaking of, this is kind of to everyone that's listening as well. But Mario 3 is, if you enjoyed Mario movie, what do you call it? Mario movie, the first series in Mario movie for Mario 2. Yes, sorry, part one. There are future plans for Mario the part 2, but I'm not going to release it in a, I guess you could say, in a orderly fashion. So for Mario 3, I did mention this, but Mario 3 then, yes, I am going to it's going to be our first DPR produced movie. Not well, I can't really screen it across the world, so I can't put it in a box. I will try my best to try to screen it as many places as I can, and but I will make it into an hour, over an hour feature film. And if you guys can somewhat grasp what our music videos look like, essentially, but just imagine that on some type of steroid, I guess you could say. So just I am planning to go all in for this one. So
I'm so
yeah,
excited. I think
a couple of the movies and visuals. So yeah, that was nice. That was a really good talk. Next person. I'm gonna go down the list. Is Ma. Don't worry. Like I said, there's always next time, and next time I think definitely there is talks about a tour this year. Um,
Amazing.
yes, so
Amazing.
and we're
Thank you.
definitely gonna hit the South Americas. So you
Yay!
bet we're gonna come to you, and this time we're going to make it more of a show. If you know, I don't know if you know what I mean, but
Yes, please.
yes,
Oh my god.
it's
And
gonna be
not
something.
and
Hold on. I think I have. You know, I just I think just off the bat, um, the just off the bat, I think the last thing that I watched that was kind of striking to me was, ah man, I hope this is the one. It's it was in Black Panther. I think it was the
oh
Wakanda Forever. I think that was the kind of final one where they had a scene where the um gosh, you know what, I can't. The thing is, I can't remember the names, but the Aqua Mayans, the
oh
Talokan, the
underwater
Talokan.
empire.
Yes, the Talokan. Um, um, yeah, the Neymar. I forgot his something like that. But the scene when they first appear and you hear the sirens, and they come to
Yeah.
the ship, and then it's their first appearance. And for me, that was so hauntingly beautiful because they mixed just the concept of like just the Mayan concept, and then they mixed it with the aqua, and then
Yes. It's
the
epic.
leader. Yes, and then they mixed a bit of the Greek mythology where is Hermes the messenger god, and I just loved the sound design that they used, the soundtrack.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was so compelling, and just such a perfect setup. And that was so inspiring for me. Actually, it was so inspiring that I really wanted to bring that feeling in one of my songs, and it was "Welcome to the Other Side" that I
Yeah.
wrote right after watching that. So yeah, so that was one of the scenes. Sorry. Right. I like that you say that. So oftentimes people like to not associate and assimilate burnouts as part of the process.
Yeah.
Actually, being creative means burnouts are part of the process. So if you don't burn out, you're not being creative. Is essentially what I'm saying. So when you burn out, you have to not treat it like it's a problem. You have to
Mm,
treat it more like you need to. For me personally, what I do is I literally stop everything. I don't hold on to um, whatever I'm doing, whatever project. So, and I just literally disconnect, meaning I do something else. So, for example, if I'm working on a video or project, I would have it always in the back of my mind, but I'll sometimes burn out. I can't get creative juices flowing in my head any more than I should, because I've been repeating the process. So you have to refill your tank, and the only way you can refill your tank is if you experience something new. So I know it might be hard sometimes, but you have to go out of your way to do something that you wouldn't do usually. So I like to make the I guess you could say the term, if you keep walking down the same street, right? In the beginning, it's gonna look very new. In the beginning, you're gonna pay attention to the trees and the cars and maybe the color of the walls. But then after maybe 5 or 10 times, it's not gonna be as interesting. It's not gonna be as exciting. So
For sure.
yeah, so if you keep walking down the same path, then yes, you are gonna eventually hit up what you call a burnout. Not because you're tired, but because you're too used to it. And if you're too used to something, then you're not going to find it as appealing. And if you don't find something as appealing, then you're not going to be motivated to do something. So I would say, simply enough, just take another path. Um, doesn't mean you're going to derail. Just means you need to walk a different road sometimes. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Any board, for example, when I develop a music video, I like to imagine what colors. You nailed it. I like to imagine what colors it gives me. So for example, I'll give you an example like Violet Crazy. I never got around to shooting the music video for that, but I did have a Conti for that. Violet Crazy obviously screams violet, but for me it
I
has
mean,
a different ray
way.
of violet. Yes, yeah, different. So violet comes with blue, red, and you have a lot of different rays in between. You got different purples, and for
Yeah.
me, I find scenes that hold a lot of that color into it. And it could be a scene from a movie, or it could be literally a cake. So literally anything that
Yeah.
has that color, I would assimilate that, and then I would make, based on that, I'll create a world. So
Yeah. Did
maybe
you have
the yes.
conditions where you
Yes, I know some people hear stuff and then they see colors. I don't have that, sadly.
yeah, that
Amazing. So that was Ma, and that was amazing questions. Thank you so much for that. I sometimes wish I could see colors, but yes. On to the next. This next person is Faye. It's got a nice butterfly and a pretty nice profile picture. How we doing, Faye? How that support you from you guys directly? It's not it doesn't bother me at all. It doesn't drain me or anything. If anything, it as I said before, it really elevates me. So I honestly, the thank is mine, really. Yeah, I
Okay.
really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Not Faye. You're not worthless. You're not worthless at all. And so I know sometimes you might feel like that, but trust me, there's a lot more than just me that really support you, and I'm sure there is in this world. I hope you
Thank
remember
you.
that. Don't worry, babe. Do not worry. Right? We're in it together. You might, I know it might be stressful for you, and I can't imagine how hard it must be, like teaching people, and then
Yeah.
having a bad day for that. But just remember, you have a lot of people that support you. You have me. I'll support you. All right.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So don't worry, love.
Okay. I also want to.
I've also seen like I've been on the news outlet for in Indonesia. Um, I'm sure you know that. I'm just like I just
Did,
found that so
did you know the
fascinating.
coming one?
Yeah, comment one. Yeah, I'm like, in the beginning, I was like, who is this person? And then, it turns out to be a national treasure for you guys. So, like I said, I'm like, wow, this guy's it. This guy's everything. So, yeah, I was just like, oh man,
Yes,
oh
yes, going to parliament
yes,
possibly.
yes, he's the real DPRian. You know what I mean? No, absolutely, absolutely. I respect him. I love it. I love it.
Sorry. it bothers you.
No, it doesn't. No, that's the thing. It doesn't bother me. I was just confused. I was like, what? Right, you know, his younger picture. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
oh yeah, I could see the resemblance. Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
I love it. Yeah.
And
I, well, um, that's a good question. So usually, if when somebody sees, do you know when people ask you, they, you know, sometimes they test you on your mental stability. They show you a picture of a butterfly. Do you know that? So
oh,
they show you pictures of butterflies. For me, I've always associated butterflies with like things that ripple across your mind. So they also say the butterfly effect, right?
oh, okay.
Yes. So for me, sanity represented butterflies, and ironically, the more you see butterflies, the more you are clinically insane in my world. So insanity is associated with his with when he sees butterflies. It's pretty much his well, it's pretty much notifying the viewers of his mental state. And the funny thing is, I'm a little spoiler. No one in the no one in the scene, no one in the music video or the world can see the butterflies except for insanity.
Hmm.
So that's just a little interesting piece of information that it's something for
Oh,
everyone to think
okay.
about. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're in it together. We're gonna get, and we're also gonna get through it together, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank
So
you.
don't worry, love.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Maybe that's it. Thank you for your time and everything.
No, thank you, Faye. Have a great time. All right. Have a great day. All right, and
Yeah.
keep your
You
head up.
too.
Okay.
Have fun wherever you are.
Thank you, darling. You're doing amazing. Okay.
Thank
Mm,
you.
okay. Thank you, dear.
Okay. That's it. Goodbye.
All right. All right. Bye, bye, love. Thank you, Faye. That was really nice. It was a pleasure. Um, and again, I hope your teaching goes amazing. And you know, whenever you have an episode, remember you own it, not the other way around. All right. So on to the next. This one is Kashi. Kashi, is it? I hope I pronounced it right. We do need sleep. You know, sleep is really important.
Yeah, it's been a hard week for me.
Oh, it has it?
Yeah.
That's oh dear, that's not good, is it?
Yeah. How about you? How's this week for you?
Well, I think well, I could honestly say it was it was chaotic, to be honest, but it was absolutely beautiful at the same time because you know a lot of things have been coming out left and right, and it's funny actually been preparing this for months, and you know I
Mm-hmm.
feel like the last week has been really just the week that really just kind of started pushing that out to the world. So you know it was very hard for me to grasp onto the moment and really breathe it in, but at the same time, you know, I think now I'm at a spot where I can finally sit back and really breathe it in, if you know what I mean. I'm sure it
Yeah.
must have been the same for you too.
Yeah. I mean, like, actually,
Having an episode, I believe, you know, I wouldn't like to assume, but you know, if so he's just recently been diagnosed, you saying, darling?
yes.
So it must be really hard on him right now.
Mm.
Because I know, you know, it's one thing to feel um what you have been feeling, but then to have somebody tell you what that exact thing is,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of, for me personally, what I felt when that happened was it felt like it felt very mm, I got some closure, but then at the same time I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So it felt very like it got bigger. It felt like it got bigger for some reason, and it felt like I had more weight on my shoulder. So I believe he's taking it the best way he can right now, which sometimes can be like, I remember when I went through that. I went MIA. I didn't talk to a lot of my friends. I rejected a lot of the calls that people were calling me because I just needed time to myself. But if you trust him, if you love him, trust that he's gonna come back around. And the only advice I can give you is when he does come back around, you have to accept him openly, just as you have accepted him. I think that's the key component, because a lot of times when people have these episodes, they go through something that no one could really, really fathom. Um, so when they come back to their reality, and then they have people feeling a little different, they immediately catch that, and it sometimes might throw them off again. So just give him that time, that space, and the only thing you have to do is accept him and openly just kind of put yourself out there for him once he does come back. But you just got to trust the process.
Yes. Oh, that's.
I've always loved Tim Burton. I can't really. I love
Yeah.
I love his nuance of his depiction of characters is where I got my influence from, character designs and just the feeling that it conveys. But everything else, for example, I've always loved the for example, I've always loved Steven Spielberg's very
Yeah.
massive emotional scenes that he finally
Right.
builds up to, and especially in a lot of the classics. So that's something that I've always wanted to convey, and but in terms of aesthetics, I get a lot of my aesthetics from just not even directors or movies, really, just from everything I've been inspired by.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I really do hope it helps. I know for me, when I was first realizing or combating it, it felt like I knew everything, and then it felt like I knew nothing at the same time. So yeah, we get to that point. On to the next. This one is hold on. This one is Star.
More than anything else.
You know what? Thank you so much. That means a lot. And you're right. It really is something that often gets very. It almost gets misunderstood a lot of the times, and like you said, and and by the way, I hope you're okay now. I hope it's getting better for you,
It
because
is. It is.
it
Thank
is.
you.
Well, hey,
Yeah.
there we go. There we go.
Yeah.
That's got to be, that's got to be worth something, right?
Yeah,
Right.
it is.
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing. Well, hey, that's as long as that's happening, then there's always a light after every dark tunnel. That's how I like to see it as.
Of
Yeah.
course. No
Amazing.
matter how dark and long that. Yeah.
Yes, and that's sometimes that's something that I've also come to terms with, especially in the last year. I think I myself, going into this, in the beginning it was so funny. I wanted to almost um almost expose myself to the point where I really didn't want there to be any barriers in what I show myself to the world. I really wanted it to just be raw and just show it as it is. But I kind of quickly realized how much I'm exposing to the world sometimes can mislead a lot of people. And I've there was like a very fine line at one stage in my life where I thought, oh boy, I hope I'm not making a big mistake by representing this, because at the end of the day, I have a very hard time showing, like you said, like a fabricated lifestyle. I don't.
Mm.
I was never the one to really stand by that, or and to each to their own. Some people really love that part of their life, and it's great to show sometimes some positivity. But me
Mm.
personally, and like yourself, I would assume um, it's not always the case, and you know
Mm. Mm.
and behind the whole stigma and the whole agenda behind it, I did really want to show the world that people like me, and everyone out there in the world struggle like this, and
Mm.
it doesn't make you and me any different. And
Mm.
and for me, luckily, I have a way to segue that into a medium where people can now see and really understand for themselves. And I always say, if this has helped any part of you, then it's worth it for me. So
Thank you, sir.
so many. There's actually so many. Oh gosh, it's always when when you get asked. Um, I'm just trying to think.
Mm.
Um, just goodness. Hold on, give me a second for this one, because
Of course.
I really
Of
want
course.
that one specific one that I know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think it could be a little. Oh goodness. Yeah, this is a hard one. Honestly, I will say there's one that I've always kept coming back to. And it was um, artificial intelligence. Um,
Ooh.
and that one was something that really kind of has all the elements to that I like to think
Mm.
that Steven Spielberg wrote. And it keyed in such a it had all elements, fantasy, sci-fi, but it had like the storyline plot of Pinocchio, wanting to become a
Mm-hmm.
real boy.
Mm-hmm.
And how that so that's kind of how a lot of, I guess you could say, my way of conveying a storyline. I still keep to a traditional story, folklore, but
Mm-hmm.
but I want to add my own element to it. And
Mm-hmm.
and you could call it, some people call it modernizing a screenplay. But for me, it really, AI was the one film that I thought had all the elements. And it wasn't too happy at all. it was
Yeah.
it was it was just dark enough that it made you feel something for, supposedly not even a real boy. So
Yeah.
to be able to make somebody feel like that for something artificial, you would have to have such a crazy build up and character design and plot for that. And yeah, I think that was the one thing that
Yeah.
yeah, was really something that kind of stuck out for me as a kid.
That's a really good
I
choice.
think I might know. I think one stage in my life, I had a little too much of those, McDonald pancakes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those morning cakes. So I had too much of that, and I think I got sick of pancakes after that. And then I started, and to be honest, it's not that I eat waffles, but I just, if you had to give me a choice, I'll choose waffles now.
Oh,
Yeah. How
that's
about
a
you,
good
Angel? What do
one.
you? How do I like my eggs in the morning? You know what?
Yeah.
I didn't. I know what this question means now. Before I didn't, and I said I like a scrambled. I like my
Okay.
eggs scrambled, fried and scrambled. So that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm a new G.
I haven't really thought about that one. but for me, you see, I love collaborating. I love the idea of collaborating with people that really aren't. I think really are just kind of coming up. So I kind of, for me, right, when I look for like a collaboration, in terms of music, right, I kind of want to see if we can create some type of new synergy or new bond, and I'm always kind of looking for that in a collaboration. So yeah, again, it's that's what's really hard for me to put my finger on something or someone. Sorry. Yeah,
Mm.
that was lovely. Welcome to the family too. You're all welcome. Next one is Portal DPR, I believe, and I think I am very familiar with Portal DPR.
I
Oh,
don't
interesting.
know. For
Is that
our team, it's like
yes?
a therapy session. So I don't know. It's the
Right,
intention, the
right.
question, the song, but sounds like
Oh, that's actually that's a very interesting interpretation. So that's what you got from Calico.
yeah,
Wow. That's honestly that's very new to me. Um, it's it's interesting that you got that vibe because I think when I made this song, um, I made it. I'm not sure if I made it in when I was in those three stages, but I certainly did make it when I was Ian and Mito. Um,
oh,
and that's probably why you get a mix and a blend of that. But it's interesting that you picked up on maybe Insanity. Um, so that's kind of interesting. I never really thought of it like that. Calico was essentially a song that was a place that um, exists in the other side, and that's where Mito actually left his. I guess you could say his feelings and his heart buried in. So I would say, my goodness, I'm trying to remember the lyrics. My heart's in calico underneath the midnight call. Oh yes, underneath the midnight call. So that's it. Fun fact.
okay.
Calico. Actually, if you've seen "Don't Go Insane," all right.
Yeah,
Have you seen the music video for "Don't Go Insane"? So in the music video for "Don't Go Insane," there's a little village that um, I guess you could say Ian pops up from. Yeah, so that village is Calico. Yeah,
oh,
that I mean I
yeah.
shouldn't have, maybe I shouldn't have revealed it here. So, but yeah, that's something that is a little information, but
Yeah,
we'll
because
find out later. Yeah.
our team we had this.
So interesting. I think you're the first person that I heard pick up on the robotic voice.
Oh,
Yes, that was actually one of the prototypes for Insanity's Switch, and I couldn't make it. I couldn't. The thing about that is I couldn't. That was actually one of the test runs that I wanted to make for. Um, so mine has like a deep, dark voice, but I couldn't really do that robotic voice in real life. So that actually was one of the prototypes that we did kind of think of, in terms of Sonic. So it's very interesting that you kind of picked up on that.
yeah, because it's we have this um theory, this
Yes,
description of Mido One, and we noticed in Mido One has the voice
yes,
of
it does.
Mido
Yes,
is the darker voice. So
yes,
when
it's
Mido
it's
2 was
different.
released, it's just like, oh, this had a different voice,
Right.
and we talk a lot about this thing. So
Amazing. Well, you guys are You guys aren't wrong. Wow, I'm well, I'm impressed.
Oh,
Damn,
okay.
you guys know better than I do. Wow, amazing, just amazing.
And
Ah, yes,
Beach House,
y-
and it's like
yes,
emo core, and it's
yes,
like
yes, animal,
switch vibes because
yes,
I think the fans have this idea of Mito being
yes,
more emo and be more darker,
yes.
but it's
It's what,
Insanity that brings us this feeling.
yes. So what's really interesting is so into the mix, you get you said the impression of Milo is a more dark, animalistic twist, but the thing about Milo is he is the epitome of darkness. So he has control over it. So for example, when you see So Beautiful, you might feel it's very almost theatrically dark, but it's very tamed. And then you have Insanity, where it's it's not you might not feel it's very bluntly dark, not straightforward dark, but it feels dark because it's very sporadic, it's very spontaneous, and it's like it's almost it's gonna blow up, but you don't know when, right? So
Yeah,
that's what makes it more dangerous, more, and that's what really being manically high feels like. You both sides of the spectrums don't have fear, right? But
yeah,
when you have a god complex, right, that's when you really feel like you can walk on the the edge of a lot of things, and the and another character that we haven't really talked about, it was the hybrid. So the hybrid's in between, and then the hybrid is the best of both worlds, meaning it's like you said, the transition from Insanity to Mito.
yeah.
That's what gives you the animalistic dark behavior with Mito, the darkness, and then the animalistic behavior from Insanity, and then you get the two combinations, and then you get like this extremely theatrically spontaneous combustion of, you know, of a I guess you could say a dark clown god. Yeah,
Um,
so it's interesting. It's very interesting. Yeah,
yeah, I feel it.
you're right.
So,
You're right. A lot of my I guess you could say sonically, like sound wise, big big blow ups, right? Like the big combustions are from my heavy metal influences back in the days. Yeah, My Chemical Romance included. Like if you see a lot of My Chemical Romances, like Helena, the music video for Helena, and
yeah,
stuff like that. The Dark Parade. You see a lot of it's very, like, I guess you could say it's theatrically dark, and I did have a lot of elements. I didn't use it as a reference, but it definitely was a big influence. And people back in the days called it emo and stuff like that. But what it
yeah,
really essentially was it was just depicting a dark imagery, but it was depicting in a more beautiful light. You know, so it allowed people to succumb to it. It allowed people to feel it like you are feeling right now. So, yeah, I think you're pretty spot on.
oh,
Which one? What do I hate? Sorry, I couldn't
any
catch that.
genre.
Which one?
Just pick two films and
Yes.
two movies and just tell us why you hate them.
Oh. Why I don't like two movies?
Yeah.
Well, that's a new one. I've never really critiqued or hated something. I did, but I never really, I never really said it. Um, Oh my gosh. Fuck. Where do I start? Um. All right. Just give me. Give me a second.
Okay.
Geez. That's a good one. Gosh. I'm just trying to trying to wrap. Um. Oh man, this is a hard one. Um. It's okay. I don't really hate this movie. But I thought for me, the one thing I don't like about it is it. I wanted there to be a part two. Kind of. I guess it's kind of. It's kind of like what people were saying about Mido movie part one,
Oh,
and not having part two.
sensitive topic.
Same shit for me. But it's Warcraft. It's Warcraft the movie. So
Oh.
it's the reason why is I love like uh Warcraft is something that I grew up on. So the whole idea behind Warcraft, Blizzard, Starcraft, Diablo, all of that introduced the idea of the lore to me in through gaming, right? So when they decided to make that into a movie in 2016, I was over the moon because I know the story back to front. It was kind of like you finally got to see a movie of the story that you were following. So some people might be, for example, if people are following the story of Mido, now we get to see a feature film about it, really depicting the lore and the story. And the story was so far into the series already when the live action movie came out. I I get it that it had to start from the origins, and maybe that's what I'll do for Mido movie number three. But because it started from the origins, I know how much story is left that hasn't come out, and I was just like, wait, oh, and I feel like they're not gonna make a part two for it, and they're not gonna make a part three. So that was the only disappointing thing that really bothered me. Um, and I could say the same thing about. Um, oh, and another one that I didn't really like personally was so I love the Matrix series, right? You know Matrix, right? Neo and all that. But the last Matrix was something that I forgot what the oh my goodness, I can't even remember what the last Matrix movie was, but the finale Matrix movie when it kind of brought that whole supernatural fantasy world and realm into a more realistic relatability factor. I get the notion that eventually, it comes out and it turns out to be like this from the mind of like someone that's programming, but kind of narrowing that down to something that is so, I guess you could say, small in my regards, was it took away a lot of the magic for me personally. So it's kind of like, for example, if if I was to continue this Mido series, right? If I was to continue this war between Ian, Mido, and Insanity, and we discover more about this world called the Other Side, and we develop it more into the story. You get to uncover new characters, new monsters, new story, new side stories, and then all of a sudden at the end, I wake up. It's I just don't like I just don't like it kind of coming to a point where it's like it's nothing. Do you know what I mean? And I get a lot of the purposes of why people drive that narrative like that, and it gives it a more sense of relatability and reality aspect to it. because they have to kill it off somehow, right? But I would never do that to my series. Just saying.
Okay, I
Yeah.
will believe in you.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I rambled there for a bit, but yeah.
No, it's okay. It's okay. So,
And, I see the massive support that you guys give, and the community that you guys have built. Just to support DPR. It absolutely just kind of blows me over the moon. Really, couldn't ask for a better team really to support us. And we, like I always say, like we always do it for you guys. So um, it's worth it. It really is. And I just hope you guys been keeping up. Or it's well, at least trying to keep up. So
Yeah,
no,
trying.
trying. Is it okay? Well,
Every time I wake up, you're
I
doing
know
something
something,
else, and
something new. I know, and
no, it's a good thing.
is it?
I'm really happy for you, really.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It means a lot. Absolutely
Yeah,
means a lot.
and I'm happy that you have a team that not only
In my mind for the last week, it's taking in so many of the things that we've planned on doing, but now I get to finally enjoy the enjoy the process from the start to the end. Whereas long time ago, I've only really looked towards the end and really didn't account or acknowledge the process to that. And it made me think, why was I why was I kind of blacking out so much? It was because I wasn't really there. I wasn't really present. And I think that was why I've kind of always had a blank spot for a lot of these, a lot of my 20s, I could say. But yeah, I mean, I hope that sums it up. I know that's a bit that's a bit crazy, but yeah.
no, I'm glad to hear that.
In perspective, it might be small, but it's the small things that really make up the big things. And if you kind of put it like that, then happiness is a feeling that we can feel anytime, quite literally. And it's more oftentimes than not, if we're seeking out to be if we're seeking out to find the perfect moment, we really are just fabricating our own happiness. So I like to say, again, it's as cliche as it is, sometimes you do have to step back and realize, the moment that you're in. And for good or for worse, um you'll be happy to know, like, every passing moment is a passing moment, like you said, good and bad. So all you can really do is really be in it and really acknowledge it. So I'm glad that you're doing that. And you start to then cherish, you really do start to cherish everything the way it is, and so much more. So yeah, I'm
Uh,
so happy to hear that.
the last thing is, you're doing such big things, and I'm just always so grateful for you.
Cut it short here. I'm so sorry, because I do have to run it and send off something, even in this midst of the moment. But I just wanted to say, 앞으로도, 갑자기 한국말 나오네. 한국말도 나중에 좀 이따 할게요. I do want to say, um, thank you all so much. And as I have mentioned earlier last year and in the mid, I do want to kind of give more time out to have these more intimate moments with our dreamers and with our fans out there. I think it's something that I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to connect to everyone. And and please, excuse me for not doing this more often when I can. But I will try my best to. And I do want to hear your words, and I want to hear your stories. And it really does take a huge effect on me, especially when I'm going through it. And like I said, you know what, I'm only human, and aren't we all? I'll be. Who's an AI here? Okay, I'm sure there's a few AIs here, but that's for what it's worth, we're very inclusive of AIs. So you're all welcome here too. But on a more serious note, just wanted to say, just thank you guys so much. Keep your head up, and there's always going to be a better day and not a better day. And if that is the case, then it is the case. But as long as we have a community here, as long as we're all in it together, then bloody hell, we can get through pretty much anything. Nothing is impossible. Nothing really is. It's only the end when you say it's the end, right? It's only finished when you say it's finished. But until you don't make that claim and until you don't give up, then it's never really finished and it's never really hopeless. You make your reality, right? You make it what it is, and you have a lot of people supporting that. So you know what? Pat yourself on the back. Get your feet up. Drink a coffee or two, espresso or whatnot if you like. Eat a bagel and you know smile and look outside and just know that you are your own person, right? And that's what makes you unique. You are unique. Be proud of yourself, because I'm sure as hell is proud of you, and I'll tell myself the same. So 너무 감사하고요. 일단은 우리 팬분들 이렇게 이제 더 많은 얘기할 수 있는 시간을 좀 가져보려고 할게요. 왜냐면 저도 옛날부터는 이렇게 계속 어쨌든 하고 싶었고, 그리고 항상 우리 팬들 의견, 팬들 얘기를 너무 듣고 싶어 하는 사람이에요, 제가. 저한테 뭐 아까 얘기했다시피 제가 또 힘이 돼주는 역할도 하지만 반대로도 저한테도 힘이 너무 돼주는 역할이어가지고 여러분들이, 그래서 그거를 그냥 지나치질 못하겠어요. 너무 감사해가지고. 그래서 어떻게든 약간 좀 더 어떻게 하면 좀 더 연결을 할 수 있을까라는 생각을 많이 하고, 그리고 이제 앞으로도 활동적인 것도 더 많이 할 거고, 더 같이 커가고 더 같이 성장해가요. 뭐 항상 얘기하는 거지만 이제 시작입니다. 이제 시작이고요. 오늘 말 같이 못했던 사람들도 다 기억할게요. 그리고 이제 또 여기로 들어오면 그분들부터 시작을 할게요. 알겠죠? 네. 되게 익숙한 사람들도 많이 보이고, 콘도 보이고, 후다, 분유 다 보이고, 비야 다 기억하고 있으니까 너무 고맙고, 진짜 여기 진짜 너무나 감사해요. 진짜 가가짱도 여기 있는 거 봤고. So just want to say 너무 고맙고, 진짜 항상 잠깐이라도 봐서 또 너무 좋긴 했는데 더 오랫동안 보자, So yeah, just want to say again a big thank you. I know I couldn't get to a lot of I know I couldn't get to a lot of dreamers today, but I will try my best to go through as many as I can. Every time I come here, I want to talk to new dreamers every now and then. So don't think this is the last time. I'm definitely gonna make it more so that we can talk more with you guys. Again, everyone here, I absolutely adore you. Everyone that I've missed, from K to Jiba to obviously MIC Clan Poland's here. Everyone. I will try to get through you guys. Hold on. Sorry, I had to sneeze. Yeah. So yeah, just wanted to say again a big thank you before I jump off. Everyone that I couldn't talk to, Don't worry, I'll always find my way back to you guys. Everyone that I did talk to, um, thank you all so much. Thank you for the questions and thank you for your comments. You guys are all very, very, very welcome in the space. No one's ever not welcome. You know, just remember that. So yeah, just keep your head up, guys. And as always, there's always some new interesting stuff coming out. We're full of surprises. Oh goodness, I don't know if I can keep up the bar. You know, you guys have such high expectations with these surprises now. It's I gotta pick up my bar, but you know, later on I gotta, you know, I might even have to just go to the moon and do a live Instagram on the moon or something to meet your standards. But you know, never say never. So anyway, guys, love you all. If you haven't heard it already, you know, we're all proud of you. You know, you got this, whatever it is, you know, whether it be a hot dog or a cheeseburger, you got it in your hand. And so eat it. No, all right, sorry. I'll stop with it. Apparently, I have good dad jokes. I don't know if that was a compliment or if that was someone trying to offend me, but you know, I'll take that as a compliment because it's good jokes, good jokes. Anyway, sorry. Before I blab on any longer, I love you all, dreamers. We're fucking doing it. You know, we're taking over. We're taking over. Small bit by bit. You know, cheeseburgers in our hands and all. We're taking over. Right. Love you all. I'm so proud of you guys. We're such a strong community. I wouldn't have any other family by my side. Like you guys are it, you know. So with that, I really want to make you guys even more proud and more prideful of what we have as a community. Expect something crazy, expect something more. We are gonna build this platform out, we are gonna grow this community out, and we are gonna grow this law and this exciting new journey till death do us part, right? I love you all. Have a great night, morning, afternoon. Go out and see some squirrels, and you know whatnot. Eat some peanut butter and sandwich, peanut butter and jelly sandwich. If you're allergic to peanut butter, might swap it out for Nutella. But if you're allergic to Nutella, I mean that's. Then if you're allergic to nuts, just go for the jam.